So phones are off? All right.
Has been.
Has been. Y'all at home, we're gonna rely on some participation at home. Art's thinking.
I think we have a little fatigue. The last night's group was a little violent here, I think. Maybe violent isn't the word, but definitely
Spirited.
intense. It was intense and confrontational, and I think there's a little fatigue in the room from that. I've been thinking about the word safe space all day today. I wonder what that means. This is a safe space. I think this group room probably is the opposite of a safe space. You know what I mean? What does it mean to be a safe space? If you have a family and you're sitting around in your house and you say that this is a safe space, what does that mean? Does it mean there's immunity? You know, what does that mean? I've never really understood what it means. I know that humility for me means, and if we use it in this context, what humility would mean, it means that I can understand and get next to the idea that my head lies to me. That when my head is telling me that I'm great, it's lying. And when my head is telling me that I'm not great, it's lying. And that I have this liar in my head. And it lies to get through my day. It lies to help me eat food. And it tells me that I could eat this food now and then I'm going to eat better food later. It lies to tell me that I'm going to save more money later and now is okay to spend. It lies to tell me that I'm okay. It lies to tell me where I think I am in life compared to where I think I should be. There's a lie. It lies to me about my body and tells me that my body's not okay or my body is okay. It lies to me about my reputation, about what you guys think I am. It just creates stories and it lies all day. And I think humility is to understand that maybe the story that I'm being told that's being told to me could be a lie. And that, you know, if we see folks, so then it brings me to, well, what does it mean to be safe compared to what does it mean to, what does love compared to accountability mean? And in our relationships and in our friendships, what does it mean? Does it mean that her and I both might have a liar in our head? Maybe she has a liar about her body and the way her body looks. Do I have to participate? Is that love? So if Angie comes to me and she says, hey, I'm overweight, and I look at her and she's not overweight, am I supposed to participate with that liar in her head, or am I supposed to hold her accountable? Am I supposed to hold that liar accountable? Okay? So is it love for me to go, oh, honey, I agree with you, you're, or is it, if she says she's 120 pounds and she tells me she needs to go on a diet, do I listen? Do I go, you're right, honey? Or if she's 150 pounds and she tells me that she's too overweight, but I think she looks beautiful, do I listen? Is it a safe space for me to be with the liar in her head and not tell it it's a liar? Is that what safe space means? You see? Is that what a safe space means? If someone comes and they go, hey, you know, I'm going to start a business next year and I'm going to be $1 million business owner. What is the proper thing to do? Am I supposed to go, you're going to make it. Nice. Good goals. I'm so proud of you. Or am I supposed to go, how are you going to do that? Tell me the truth about your plan. You see? So what is this thing? We say accountability. What does that mean? when your kid is an addict and he says, this time when I go to treatment, it's going to be different. I already got it figured out. As a parent, what do you say? Are you supposed to go, as a parent, are you supposed to go, I got to believe in what he's saying? You see? So we have this thing in this room where there's this, or in our program, a lot of the kids understand this. Somebody will come in this room and they'll run a story either about themselves, about what they're going to do, what they might do, how they've changed. And you'll see the other kids roll their eyes. Oh, there goes so-and-so again, running his bullshit. Now, what's the proper thing to do? How about when you know somebody's lying to themselves? What do? So as a parent, as a friend, as a partner, see if I go, Angie, this Monday, we go out to eat Friday night. I'm pounding down a baked potato in a big porterhouse, and I got some coffee, and I get a bowl of ice cream, and then I go, hey, Monday, I'm going to start hitting the gym again. What's she to do? Is she supposed to go, he's going to the gym Monday? Or is she supposed to roll her eyes and go, there's that story again that you tell yourself? What is our predicament that we're in? We are in a predicament. You see? Am I supposed to join you in your delusion? Am I supposed to go along with the liar in your head? Or am I supposed to stop you and say, wait. You're lying to yourself right now. You see? Kid's in this program and he says, I'm going to move out and get an apartment. And we look at the kid and we go, you're not going to make it. Your head's lying to you. And then we see the kid move out and immediately gets in his apartment and relapses. Did we do him a favor by not holding him accountable? Did we do a favor by saying, yeah, you're going to make it, man? What is a safe space? What does that mean? To me, I think what a safe space means is that you can lie to yourself and tell us all with immunity, and we're supposed to give you the thumbs up. I think that's what it means. Because what if you lie to yourself and you believe it, and then you tell a crowd of people and they say, you're full of shit? That ain't safe. So what are we supposed to do? When the girl gets up on stage, what's her name? $14 million mansion.
Oh, that girl that said.
Got up on the Grammys. Billie Eilish. When she gets up on stage and says, no land is stolen when it's stolen land, or no, there are no immigrants on stolen land. Are we supposed to say to her, you live in a $15 million mansion, what the hell are you trying to tell us? Who are you? Let them live with you. How many immigrants live in your house? None? Is there a wall around your goddamn house? Yes? Is there guards? Yes? But you don't want us to have borders, right? Or are we supposed to go, nice, Billy, good, yeah. What is it? What are we supposed to say to that bullshit? Why do you have a wall around your thing? Are we supposed to, you see, this love, these petals of accountability are in love. What am I to do? Am I to love her when she tells me she's overweight when I know goddamn well she's not? I know for sure she's not. I think your body's so beautiful right now, I just want you so bad. And she goes, no, I'm too heavy. Am I supposed to just condone it? Am I supposed to jump in there with the liar in her head and go, yeah, babe, let's go to the gym tomorrow and get you on that diet? When her head's lying, clearly it's lying. I know it's lying. Everyone knows it's lying. What is this accountability thing? What does it mean? It means, do I have the power to say to you that your head is lying to you, and do you have the humility to smile? So when she says to me, you ain't going to the gym Monday, knock it off. Do I go, yes I am. I'm going to the gym Monday. And then out of spite, get up Monday and trudge my ass to the gym, Maybe make it 3 days, just out of spite, By Thursday, I'm like, or do I have the humility to look at my head as a liar and go, yeah, you got me. I'm just trying to get to the meal without any guilt. My head lies to me to rid myself of the guilt, and I enjoy the meal and just tell myself a little lie to get through the meal. You see. So how far, but now we're in a different zone. Because see, the book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the book of NA, it says some things about this. It says there are two types of people that are in grave danger when it comes to addiction and alcoholism. It says, number one, the constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. So it says the way you'll die from addiction is that you'll lie to yourself. See, I'm not going to die from the food thing. Well, not till later. But if I tell myself I can do a little drugs tonight and I'm going to quit Monday, I might not make it till Monday. So the accountability, where is that? Where does somebody call someone on that liar that's going to kill him? Somebody commits suicide. Imagine the liar that they had in their head when they had to commit suicide. We all know that everyone that's committed suicide, they had a liar in their head and no one helped them hold that liar accountable. And they operated under a belief system. Come on in.
Hi guys, welcome. Come on in.
Sorry we're late.
You're fine. Come on in.
Traffic is tough.
It's bad.
See, nice shirt. I love it. Becky. Great. Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay. So imagine as my son grows up. Well, first I'll tell you about my father. My father had the balls. Imagine the balls it took. I told this story once already today, but I woke up one morning when I was still using drugs and I was living in this house and I got dressed up and I put down a button-down shirt and some slacks on and a sports coat, and I came upstairs and I sat on the couch and I got a cup of coffee. And it was a Sunday morning and my dad said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to church." And my dad looked at me and he goes, "Come on in."
Come on. Deep breath. You made it. Where's one spot where Lisa can sit?
Beaches.
There's lots of room up there.
Yeah, there's room up here that you might want to sit by. Yeah. Welcome.
So my father looked at me when I was sitting in that outfit, and it was a Sunday morning, and he looked at me and he goes, "Don't go up to that church and rob that collection plate." You see, I was going to that church to rob that collection plate. I already hatched an idea that I'd go up to the church, and when the thing came down, I'd act like I was putting money in, but I'd take money out. That was what I was heading to do. My point is, imagine the balls it took from my father to risk saying that to me. That when we hold people accountable, there's a risky line. That as a father or a parent of an addict, to call them on their bullshit is very risky. And it's very scary because what if you're wrong? You know, what if you go and you see your kid and they look high, but you're wrong that time? And what if you go and your kid says he's going to make something happen and he's going to do it, and you say, "You're so full of shit. You're doing the same shit you did last time." And you're wrong. You see, holding people accountable is a risky business. But what are we actually holding people accountable for? It's not punishment. Accountability isn't what we do when somebody screws up and the punishment. Accountability is saying, "Hey, guess what? We need to acknowledge that you have a liar in your head. And that liar could possibly kill you, and you need help calling out that liar." We have a person that's had an eating disorder in our program, and he's got a liar in his head. It's clear to all of us. Clear to all of us. But how do we help him combat that liar if we don't hold him accountable? if we don't hold that liar accountable, if we don't call it out, if we don't say for what it is, then how do we combat that for someone? So do we let folks, and then what is love? What is the opposite of that? We say, no, you just love people for who they are. Well, they're liars. If she loves me for who I am, I could be 300 pounds. I could suffer a heart attack because I have a liar in my head that allows me to tell myself that I can eat whatever and I'm going to stop later. So what's she to do? We're in a predicament. And I'm still trying to figure out what they mean when they say safe space. I don't know what they mean. Lie with immunity? Let people say things that may or may not be true and don't call them on it? I know that a safe space isn't an accountable place. I know that. I know that in a safe space I've never heard, geez, you're so full of shit, your eyes are brown. I know for sure I've never heard that in a safe space. The shit is bubbling up. So now we have this predicament in our relationships with each other, with our kids. As my son grows up and my son tells me he's going to be something, am I to go, am I to bring him to reality? Or am I to uplift his dreams and go into his delusion? If my son tells me he's, going to start studying, or he's going to do his homework at 8 and it's not, and then it's 9 and he doesn't do it and he says, I'll do it tomorrow. What am I to do as a parent? Am I going to go stop it? Am I to hold him to his very word? And then what's the opposite of that? Is love allowing the liar? Is that love? What is my thing? So when a parent has a kid that he's on Kratom or he's doing something and the kid says, no, I've stopped. I've stopped, Dad. I'm not using anymore. Is that dad supposed to risk it and go, bullshit. Bullshit. You ain't stopped. Give me a UA. Or is he supposed to trust it and say, no, my son doesn't. He's going to make it. What does he do? You see? When we sit in this group room together, when we know someone's lying, do we roll our eyes or do we get some balls and say, hey, you're so full of shit again? When you think your partner's high on something, do you call them out and say you're high on something? And does that person you're with have the humility to give that smile, or do they do that thing where they hunker down in their defenses and go, no, and I can't believe that you would even accuse me of that? That righteousness. How dare you accuse me of being on drugs when I'm a drug addict and I can't pass a UA? You're insane. Well, you can't pass a UA. Well, I'm not on drugs. Well, the UA says you can. Well, give me another cup. We poured in another cup. Hey, same conclusion. I don't know. That lab must be messed up. Those cups are... Jesus. I'll call the $500 million lab and tell them they fucking really got you all wrong. Well, what's your favorite drug? Cocaine. Well, this one says you did cocaine. It tests for 12 drugs. How did it pick it with that kind of accuracy? I don't know. I don't know. So accountability. What are we really holding someone accountable? How does she hold me accountable? Or do we both just kind of have this humility and understanding that we both have a liar and we both kind of smile at each other's liar? Is that better love? We're out to eat and I'm running my story and she's running her. And we're both like, Jim, Monday? Mm-hmm. Yeah. She looks at me. We get done with the day. This is how our day goes. She looks at me and she goes, you gonna have popcorn? And I go, yeah. And she goes, because I'm gonna have ice cream. Yeah. She's like, good. And there you go. We got a little lie going. You see? We got a little lie going. We're complicit. You know, we're complicit in our little humility. It's a joke about ourselves, right? It's a not taking myself too serious. But then what about when you're messing with different games? What about when the game elevates in a more serious one that people can die from? You know, what about that? In the big book, it says that people that die from this disease they call it a disease, is inconstitutionally incapable of being honest and the grave mentally ill. That's who dies from it. And there's another phrase that's said in the big book very often that people die from, and it's called being terminally unique. It's to suggest that I'm unique in a way that I'm different than all of you, and that I don't have a liar in my head and you do. And it not acknowledging that I have a liar in my head will make it terminal. And that liar is the thing that tells me that I'm different than you, that you're human, but I'm some type of superhuman. And it's the same liar. I remember once I had went up to North Seattle to pick up some methadone, and it was these big wafers. They were huge. They were 40 milligram pills, and I had $300, so I went and I picked up 5 of these $40 wafers, and then I picked up 10 Xanax bars. And this was supposed to be like 3 days of use. And I have a liar in my head, so as soon as I picked up the drugs, it said, "Well, you'll come up with more money tomorrow. Just take all these now and feel real good." And so I did. I took 200 milligrams of methadone and 100 milligrams or 20 milligrams of Xanax, 2 milligram bars or whatever it was. And so, and I had this is enough pills where you need to almost put it on a plate and use a fork and a knife. And I mean, that's what it was. It was a plate full of pills, and I had to get a glass of water, and I had to eat it. It took minutes, not seconds. And I got done eating that plate of pills, and I went home, and I was watching Dateline. When I got home, I immediately turned on a Dateline. It was like a Friday night. It was a Dateline, and the story was about a kid who took 100 milligrams of methadone and 4 Xanax bars and overdosed. And I'm like, all I did very quickly was turn the channel and go, "What a pussy." And I mean, it was like, I'm like, "What a pussy." Let me watch something else. It wasn't even I'm like, why would they put this idiot on TV? You know what I mean? You know? But imagine the liar in my head. And imagine just the simpleness of fentanyl. Just imagine what a person has to do that drug with all the information about it, with seeing all the folks folded up on the road and overdosed, to see that you could go to Seattle any day and do it. And imagine that liar then, for someone to be able to still convince themselves that they're going to do it and be okay. That's insane. And imagine that liar then coming into sobriety to have a head. So the acknowledgement and this accountability process that we're going through and that we go through as a parent is that we have people that are maybe unconstitutionally incapable of calling out the own liar in their head. And we must, as people around them, hold them accountable. And in my opinion, what that means is, hey, listen, man, when you're ready to surrender, you'll stop trusting that liar in your head, and you'll start trusting the navigation of the people around you. You'll surrender to people that know that aren't lying to themselves. And I always use this one. If any one of us wanted to improve our life, and you want 5 ways that you want to improve your life, and I would like you just to list them on an index card. Here's 5 improvements that I would want to make. And then you have your friend do it. Write down 5 improvements that they want to make. And I guarantee that neither one of you will make them. Unless you switched cards and you said, I want you to hold me accountable for my card, and I'll hold you accountable for your card. And if you surrendered to that and you gave up your freedom to rationalize, you gave up your freedom to lie to yourself, it would get done. But very soon, the other person would have the card and they would come over and they would try to hold you accountable. And you would say, you're a nag, knock it off. And you'd back them off until they quit trying to hold you accountable. I sat in this room and I told everybody I was going to drink the 10 glasses of water 4 weeks ago. No one, Susan tried to hold me accountable for 12 days, but
And then you said you quit.
yeah, she gave up.
No, I didn't give
Where
up.
are you guys for me? See?
You said you quit.
Yeah.
So I
The whole
done.
mob on you.
You see? But do we want it then? There's the other part of it. How bad is it when we ask people to hold us accountable and then they do? How much do we hate them soon?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Dude, stop it. Back off. You see? So this accountability, and I'm still trying to figure out what the love thing means. Yeah, I love you. So if somebody loves me, but they don't hold me accountable, does that mean that they allow me to lie to myself and then they smile and say, oh, I love you? Or is love the accountability part? Is love the part where you do risk calling out the liar in someone's head because you love them? And the people we don't love, we let them lie to themselves and we roll our eyes. And we go, you're a joke. You know, I don't care about you enough to stop you from lying to yourself. And that's the thing, is that we have this intuition about each other. We know when the other person's, oh, that ain't right. What they're saying isn't adding up. We know. It's that risking it thing. And saying, hey, what you're saying ain't adding up, man. So for me, the hurtful job is, this job is sometimes people, it's holding people accountable and calling out bullshit. And it's looked upon sometimes as bad, mean. And it even feels mean sometimes. It feels mean, you know? Anyways. And for you all, in your relation, it's not just the parents of addicts, it's anyone. It's your friends. Do you hold them accountable to their word? Do you hold them accountable to their word? Do you force them to do what they say they're going to do? It's business. Had somebody tell me on Friday that they would get back to me Monday. They didn't. Do I now, as a person, be strong and say, I'm not doing business with you. You didn't keep your word? Or do I go, oh, no, that's how the world works now. There's no accountability. Do I go out to eat? Do I go out to eat and hold the restaurant accountable? When the waiter comes and brings my food and it's cold, do I go, hey, you didn't do what you said you're going to do, and walk out? There's no accountability anymore. We're too virtuous. Everybody's too nice. You don't have that teacher anymore that says, get your head up. Wake up, we're at school. What are you doing? We don't have anyone that has the ability anymore. Everyone's too scared to make the call. And we don't cherish people that do it. We used to have coaches back in the day that were tough, and when they held you accountable, you remembered it. That was the teacher that I respected. We had that. And people looked up to that man or woman. You looked up to that English teacher that grabbed that ruler and hit your knuckles and said, wake up in my class and learn. But now it's a bad thing. You're a bad person for saying the truth. You're a bad person for calling out someone's liar in their head. You're not virtuous. I was watching a show and Robert De Niro said this. Okay? Robert De Niro has a trans son. Okay? And in the interview, he said, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Now, I thought that was a very weird thing to say. It's no big deal because I was sitting there holding my son. And I thought to myself, I wonder if when my son is 8 years old or 9 years old or 10 years old or whatever, and he says, Dad, I was born in the wrong body. I think that's a goddamn big deal. The last thing it isn't is not a big deal. Okay? I mean, it's a big deal. A human being born in the wrong body, to me, is the biggest deal there is. No bigger deal. Oops. So for me, an investigation would then ensue as to whether my son was telling me the truth or not, or his head was lying to him. I don't have a judgment either way, but I don't want my son to make a mistake. I don't want it to be about him fitting in with some friends and then find out later that it wasn't true for him. And that his head was just telling him that because he wanted to fit in with some cool kid at school that was also trans. And so I'm going to do a very big investigation into the accountability of whether I can look at my son and go, what is it? Did he come out at 3 wearing high heels? Then maybe it's true. Has there been signs? Is he now really articulating a truth to me that as a parent I can go, yeah, I believe my son. I believe it. And I'm going to either believe it and then be able to hold that accountable, or if I don't, I'm going to say, you got to wait then, son. But it's a big deal. And I thought, okay, Robert De Niro looks so virtuous for saying no big deal. So, is that love? Is that helpful? What is it? If my buddy tells me, if my buddy's sitting there at a restaurant, he goes, oh, I'm just not going straight home. I'm going over to this person's house, and I know he's going to cheat on his wife. Am I a friend if I just go, all right, man, have a good time? Or do I have the balls to go, there you go, cheating on your wife again, man? No way, man. Listen, you're going to do that shit, I can't be your friend. And then which is proper anymore? And we're all so scared to hold anyone accountable at this day and age. We're so scared to risk saying things to people. We're so afraid to say, hey, right now you're lying to yourself, and by proxy, you're lying to all of us. And I think that's what happens to parents when their kid in this process, there becomes a slide downward and where everyone's lying to themselves, including the people around the person. And your kid comes home and he's high and they're in a bedroom, and you're better off lying to yourself than go confront that. And you see your kid and his eyes don't look right, but today's not the day because I'm tired. And today I don't want to call it out. And I go upstairs and I see at this house and I see a kid sitting on the couch, and I look over and I go, oh, that didn't look right. But I had a long day. And the fight is very hard. In this one, it's the two, there's a process of hooking up around this house. So we have girls and boys, and And I always know the day that those girls and boys fall in love together. And it starts the same every time. Group comes and you notice two people sitting next to each other. And then you go, hey, looks like you two are in love. And every time they go, no, nope, we're not doing anything. It's the same thing. And then I'll text to the guys, I'll see it. I'll sit in group and then I'll see it. And then I'll text on our teen chat, I'll text so and so and so and so fell in love at this time on this date. And then about a day later, they come out. It's like you were right, Art. But there was no humility when I told you it was happening. They go, no, that's not what's happening. We're just, and I go, okay. You see? I tell these kids all the time, I'd love to just pop in the DVD of your life. I would love to sit the 13-year-old you down. And I'd like to turn on the DVD and say, here's the next 20 years. And watch people be horrified. And go, no, that's not me. Well, how did that become you? One lie at a time. One lie at a time. You see, I have a liar in my head. I have a liar that tells me where I'm at in life, and it tells me I'm not enough in life, and sometimes it tells me I'm too much in life. I have a liar that tells me, I'm being treated unfairly. I have such a liar in my head that I'll watch my wife work all day. I'll watch her clean the kitchen. I'll watch her take care of my son. I mean, she'll work 14 straight hours from 8 a.m. until 10 at night. Then about 10 at night, she'll go, hey, will you take out the garbage? And my head goes, Jesus, you do everything around here. Now she wants you to take out the garbage. And I'm angrily walking the garbage out before I finally go, wait. All I've done today is take this garbage out. I took a 4-hour nap. But I gotta, and you gotta get to the point where you start smiling at the liar in your head and go, there you go again. There you go again, telling me I'm not enough. Oh, that's funny. Oh, there you go again, telling me I'm too much. That's funny. Oh, there you go again, telling me you're going to work out next week. You're not. And you start really realizing it. And I think love is this process of holding people accountable, but making them still feel okay about themselves. And this kind of mix of what kind of pressure can I do that on? And how can I kind of get this done? Can I feel that? Can she just form and strategize a look so that when we're at that dinner table on a Friday night and I lie to myself, can she just form kind of not a contentious look, not a condescending look, but a look of love that says, I see you, but you're not going to work out. Can we do it? And then in the more serious times, can we sit people down and go, listen, man, I'm scared for you. I'm scared for you. I'm scared that the liar in your head is convincing you of something that it doesn't need to convince you of. You don't have to say that to me. I know your head's telling you you're never going to do it again. It's told you you're never going to do it again a lot. Look at it, please. How many times has it lied to you so far? How many times has your head told you it's never going to do it again? If you've ever been a drinker, you'll have had this experience where you wake up from a nice hangover and you tell yourself, I am not drinking again tonight. This might be on vacation or whatever it is. And at 8 in the morning, there is no damn way you're drinking. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, you get done working or you get done with that day, your mind's in a different place. Just look at the difference between the day mind and the night mind. The day mind can eat healthy. But at 9 o'clock, our mind changes and becomes a different type of liar. I can easily go throughout the day without cookies, but at night without cookies is a different story. And my night liar tells me, and then day guy wakes up and goes, "What did you do last night?" What do you mean, what'd you do? It was you. A classic example, I was in a road rage situation with my friends, and three of us are in a truck, and we're going down Kangley Road down by Kent Meridian High School, and we're yelling back and forth with this guy and his wife that are in this truck, and I get to the bottom, and my head tells me, go punch this guy, you can knock him out. Well, that was a lie. But I went and punched him. He got out of the truck. I came around, punched that guy as hard as I could. And the guy just looked at me. And then my head went, oh shit. And it goes, oh shit, you just fucked up.
Whoops.
I just fucked up. You told me to do it. You see? And he proceeded to beat the bricks off me. And my friends, all three of us. We were fucking with a grown man. But my head told me that I could beat him up. Lately for me, this is after 15 years yesterday of being in recovery. I've noticed that my head is an all-time liar. It tells me lies about my health. It tells me lies about my health concerns, and it tells me lies about my son and his concerns. And it's really ramped up its lies. It tells me lies about where I should be in life compared to where I'm at. It tells me lies about my body. It tells me lies about things that can happen to my son that I need to look out for. It tells me lies about, just instills fear. It's like its new job. What's after 15 years? More fear now than I've ever had. Maybe it's because of my son. But just fear. Just fear. And I've had to now learn and be with this really fearful mind and learn that it's a liar. And it just constantly lies. And if I like go on the roller coaster of its lies all day, it's like for a minute it tells me I'm great and I'm walking a little different. It's a great group last night, man. You really fucking killed it. And there I go, bebopping around. And then it'll remember, oh, wait, you were hard on so and so. And then oh, man, I was hard on so and so. Oh, then I'm feeling that lie for a while, you know? And then it just takes me on this, oh God, what if little A gets sick? And oh yeah, what if little A gets sick? Then I'm with that lie for a little while. No, he's not going to get sick. God would never do that to you. Okay, I'm back with that lie now. Okay. And I just have to get through my day that way. And so, what is this thing? We're just better off telling each other about it ourselves. We know more of the truth. So this accountability and this love thing, I don't know. Safe space? What does that mean? It means I'm going to let you say anything you want to say, whether I believe it's true or not, and I'm never going to call it out. I'm just going to allow everyone to do it. Hey, guys. Don't clap with them. Snappy fingers or whatever. Well, so-and-so has an auditory problem. They were here last week. They might be here this week too. So they might hear us go, well, are they here this week? No, they're not here this week, but we're still going to. Okay. And no one can go, you're just doing that for your own virtue, trying to look cooler than all of us. Stop, get off your high horse. You ain't more precious than anyone else. No one can say that no more. No one can call out Billie Eilish and go, are you serious? We work for a living. We work goddamn hard to keep a little apartment that isn't raided by drug dealers and shit, please. So please don't tell me about your virtue. Knock it off. You want to be virtuous? Let immigrants live in your house with you, and then I'll call you virtuous. Move in 15 of them. I was at a high-end dinner for the homeless down at the Washington Athletic Club. You know, the problem with a high-end dinner for the homeless at the Washington Athletic Club is the goddamn homeless that are all around when you're trying to park. You know, it's like Jesus. I don't want to get my new shoes all scuffed up by these homeless people peeing on the street and shit. You know, and then I'm gonna go up and spend $150 a plate to help them. You know, 185 for a ticket each, and we're sitting up there in our tuxedos or whatever, talking about the homeless problem. And you just look around and go, we are all fucking ridiculous. This is ridiculous, you know. And I just look around and go, hey, why don't you, I'll go grab 3 of them and take them home with me. Will any of you grab one? No. Well, we could have spent the 185 and handed it to them. They could have got a motel for the night. Oh,
Right there.
yeah. You know, it's all insane. But at least if we're suffering from things that are gravely dangerous, I think accountability then is at a premium. And I think it becomes more and more important to not let folks lie to themselves. You know, one of the things that happened around here was some kids were doing some psychedelics. And there was about a group of 5 of them, and they were doing some psychedelics, and they got kind of in over their head with these. And one girl had a bad trip and hurt herself, and on and on and on. And then the cover up began. And last night was the culmination of the sitcom, the kind of lesson in all of it, and the kind of clearing of all of it and the end of the chapter of it. One of the things that strikes you about that is that they were more worried about what it looks like than what it is. Not one person that did the drug looked like this. Drugs have ruined my life. I live in a sober living. I don't have good credit. I don't manage my life well. I live in a sober living. I can't even live in a normal home. I'm looking at charges and prison time. I can't believe that I'm still messing with substances. Nobody looked like that. And nobody raised their hand throughout this process and goes, I need help. I'm messing with substances again. And I don't care about anyone else or what it looks like or whatever, but I can't lie to myself that I can do substances, and I need help. I need help. I did it. I took substances again after fucking up my entire fucking life on substances. I did it again. I need help. No one. Instead, they were concerned with what it looked like. I didn't do it very much. They do it more than me. I don't want to get in trouble. I can't lose my job. I try to tell them to stop. Why do you try to tell them to stop? Who cares about them? You're the one in trouble. No, I'm not in trouble anymore. No, yes, you are. You are. You just don't know it because you're lying to yourself. You see, go tell your probation officer what you just did. Go tell your boss. See, I've had tons of people that I've kicked out of my houses. And you know what happens every time? And I don't kick out many people, but over the time you build up a list because some people just won't stop. What has always dawned on me is I've never kicked one out and they've had their bags on the porch with their head in their hand going, I just got kicked out. I don't know where I'm going to go. Not once. You know what the story tells them? The liar? They already have the story. Art's a racist. He kicked me out because he's racist. Art only cares about money, and I didn't have it. They already have a story. They're picking on me. They're targeting me. They're not concerned with being kicked out. They're not concerned with being homeless. They're concerned with how it looks and how they look. And they're okay with being homeless as long as it ain't their fault. See, I'm okay with doing drugs as long as it ain't my fault. It's not that I did drugs. It's just not my fault. I'm the one that did drugs and now am doing it better and I'm okay. So look at me, I'm doing good because I stopped. Not, I'm doing bad because I did it again. But rather, look, my story's better than their story because I stopped and now their story's bad. So Art, focus on them on that one. Well, wouldn't it be better if we helped you? No, I don't need help. I've got it all figured out. Well, didn't you just do drugs? Yeah, but I'm not really a drug addict or anything like that. I didn't screw up my life from drugs. Oh, okay. See, it's not that people drink. It's not that people do drugs. The liar in their head tells them that's okay that you drank and did drugs. Now just make it look good. That means you're going to do it again. Because you're still listening to the liar. And what do I do as a person? You're so full of shit. This is the 19th time you've told me that you're going to not drink again. Are you retarded? Do you not understand that your own mind said that 19 times? Are you going to get to 26 before you tell me you're done drinking? Then do we got to say, okay, you might have a liar in your head and you shouldn't trust it. You shouldn't spout out what it says. Because it's okay to lie to yourself, but don't try to do it to me. See, there's accountability. Is that love, though? Well, I don't know, but he's alive. I don't know. Is it okay to go down to the people on the street and say, you're all so full of shit? Get up. You're all full of shit. You're all not victims. No, you're mean, Art. Hey, I'm mean, but they're alive. And you're not even there. So when they say accountability, what they mean is telling someone they're full of shit. And being full of shit is going to kill you. And I got to tell you, you're full of shit or you're going to die. And I love you, so I got to do that. I'm sorry it ain't safe for you. They call me bad, but there it is. When you relapse, don't be concerned with getting caught. Stop it. This ain't cops and robbers, and we ain't kids. Be concerned with the fact that you relapsed. You know how many people work at BizOp have relapsed, and you know what they say immediately after they do the drugs? Art, don't tell on me. I can't lose my job. So you want to do drugs, but keep your job. Yes. And it ain't the fact that you did drugs, it's that you're worried about getting caught. Yes. Imagine if I go spend a week with a mistress and then somebody finds me in a hotel room and I go, don't tell my wife because I can't lose my wife. Well, that's how children operate. That's how a boy operates. An adult goes, I can't go with the mistress because I can't lose my wife. I can't do drugs or I'll lose my job. It ain't about getting caught. People should do that with murder. Oh, I can't kill anyone. Well, you would kill people if you didn't get caught? Yes. Okay. The lies are deep. Especially in this room. And the point of tonight for me is to say, I get your dilemma as a parent. I get your dilemma as a boyfriend or girlfriend. I get your dilemma as a friend. Because which pedal do you push? And how far do you go when you know someone's full of shit and telling them they're full of shit? How far are you willing to risk it? How far are you willing to stand for someone? And then are you willing to risk being wrong? And you call them full of shit and you find out they're not? Are you going to be okay with just apologizing? Because that's what'll happen if you're wrong. Is you just might have to apologize. But doesn't it seem better to risk it and then apologize later than to say nothing and not hold them accountable and have something happen to them? And doesn't it also seem very likely that you would risk it for people you love and you don't worry about risking it for people who you just roll your eyes at? So when people are holding us accountable and telling us things about ourselves, can't we put down our defenses and let the liar be called out for who they are? And say, thank you. Thank you for caring enough about me and my life to risk that I wouldn't like you. Because, see, that's what happens. As soon as you call out the liar in the head, the liar then doesn't like the person. And so the liar tells you don't like them. Because the liar wants to continue to lie. And it wants you to get away from that person because that person calls out the liar. So when somebody starts lying to themselves, they also stop coming to group. Because the liar is real concerned that when I go in that room, it ain't safe. Art's going to detect me. The other kids in the program are going to detect me. So I can't go there because I'll be detected. So they say, keep going to meetings, keep going to the groups. Yeah, that's right. Because if you don't, the liar will get a different story going and you'll keep believing it and you'll end up not where you want to be. But you come here because you want that accountability. You want to be detected. And I don't think safe is love. I think accountability is. I think being able to call it out. There you go, running that bullshit again. We've heard that same old story. You're going to start a business. You know those men that are always going to start a business? It's always a, oh, I'm working on a new business. That's the 13th new business. Once you get a job, man, you're so goddamn full of shit.
Colonel Sanders didn't make it till he was 65.
Yeah, I know. There's always those stories. And that's what prevents you from calling it out sometimes because you're like, maybe I'll squash someone's dreams and they won't make it because of me.
There's that.
Somebody said to me, what was it Bobby said to me? It was on videotape. And they said something to the effect of, oh, you're a dream killer or something. I said, there's a big difference between killing your dreams and telling you what reality is. You guys just don't like reality. Anyways, it's something to think about. How far am I willing to call out the liar in my wife's head? How far am I willing to call out? And what do I need to do that? You see, to call out other people's liar, I got to have the humility to know that I got one. Or they'll put me on the blast. Any questions on that? Comments?
What if they can still hear?
Yeah, they can.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was unplugged.
We're working on the picture. All right.
Yeah, I struggle with this every day. I struggle with how far to go with people. You ever see that picture? There's a meme and it's a monkey and he's smoking a cigarette. Look it up when you're done, but it's a monkey and he's smoking a cigarette. And the caption says, yeah, motherfucker, I know you're lying. Just keep talking. Look up that meme. Sometimes that's how it feels. I know you're lying. Go ahead and keep talking. What time is it? Comments.
20.
We got 10
Okay,
minutes.
10
Comments,
minutes.
questions.
Cynthia Corliss says this has been really helpful. Monkey mind and lies. May we all grow in accountability. Thank you for wisdom and support. And then Santa said, great message, so true. but who wants to call out their kid friend would have to, if we say we love them, thank you.
It's brutal. I
think
can't.
that's the best example I've heard of anybody describing what a safe space means.
Yeah.
Because, they'll use every other thing. Well, this is a place where you can come be yourself, or this is a place where you aren't being judged, or
Yeah.
whatever, but you're 100% right. That's exactly.
Well, first of all, the fact that as humans, a human would say that this is a place that you're not being judged. That phrase should be, this is a place where you're not being judged out loud. But we are all in our minds judging each other, and it's impossible to stop. And if I for 1 second think I wasn't sitting up here tonight being judged by everyone in the room, I am. And you're judging exactly what I'm saying, and you're comparing and contrasting and analyzing and judging, and it's just natural. So that right there, that nonsensical, this is a place where where there's no judgment. Or tell us, I don't want it to get out, but she has a sister, and her sister is very virtuous. And she says to me, I don't have any judgment. We're out by the pool in Vegas, and she's in a nice bikini, and she's got a beautiful body, and she's tan, and she's laying on the
Got two
lawn.
sisters, so.
Yeah, but this one's laying on the floaty thing. She's on the floaty thing. She's got the nice cold drink, and she goes, "No, I don't have any judgment." So I'm like, "No judgment, huh?" She just got done talking about her husband's current husband's like ex, and just going on a rant about her. And I was like, "Okay, that seems pretty judgmental," but I guess. And so now I'm sitting with her, and I just pin her down, and I go, "Nothing's bad." And she goes, "Nope, nothing's bad." I go, and I'm just like, I go, "So these kids doing drugs and no, it just is." I go, "Cigarette smoking, is that bad?" She goes, just, Great. I did. I was like, it's like, but she's just holding it, It's like when somebody's saying something isn't hot. It's not hot, It was exact thing. No, it's not. It's fine. You sure it's not hot? Don't you want some water? But I love the no judgment people. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, how would you even survive in this world if you didn't judge? It's like you're walking down the street, you're seeing a guy pounding a woman with a pistol over the head, and you go, "That's fine," and just keep walking. It's like you got to judge that's bad and move away from it. God, judgment is what keeps you away from the lunatics. It's like judgment's that thing when you're sitting at the street light and it's dark and you see some hoodlums and you go, very judgmental. Oh, no, I'm just not a moron. It's okay. We're judgmental beings. It's okay. It's okay. It's a liar in your head that's telling you know things that you don't about people. And it's normally wrong if you look at it. And normally the people we judge as bad when we meet them, we end up liking massively later. And then the people we judge and like that right away, we go, "No, I don't like that person." It's like if you really like someone, you meet them, just wait. It'll change. And if you really don't like somebody when you meet them, just wait. It'll change. That's how it is. So you just understand your head's a liar, but it is judgmental. It's just how it is. Anyways. Accountability hurts. I feel bad for it all the time. This world makes me feel bad for it all the time. And I can only imagine being a parent of an adult addict or a parent of somebody that's been lying to themselves for a lot of years. And I can only imagine how difficult it is. I can only imagine the hopes and dreams of a father not wanting to douse their kids and not wanting to call out your kid, not wanting to hurt his feelings.
I think the other thing that can be difficult too is when you have two opposing parents.
Hmm.
One is holding accountable and one won't.
That's right. That's
And
right.
then where do you
That's
where
right.
do you end up?
That's right.
That
And
makes-
then one gets to be the vacation with the liar, and you have to be there as the accountable one, and you don't even get the joy of, yeah, it's brutal. All right. Well, thank you guys.
It's
Yes.
good.
You were part of the historic low attendance at Solution.
Some people online.
Yeah.
Around recovery, if you can help us.
This will be my last one. I'm not going. It's like I'm an old quarterback that can't even throw the ball 10 yards anymore.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
I know.